Hello HeroClix players! Today we're going to talk about Avengers ID cards, which come out in the Avengers Assemble set starting in May, and then you'll see them in future Marvel sets throughout the year. We're going to talk about how they work, and we're going to see how they work in-game as well. We're here at All-in-One Collectibles in Randolph, New Jersey, playing some HeroClix and showing off the new Avengers ID cards. We're in the middle of a game here. I'm playing a game against Tom. I'm playing some Avengers characters, and Tom's playing Masters of Evil. We're a few turns into the game here, and I thought this would be a good opportunity to show how the Avengers ID cards work. I have Black Widow and Falcon here left on my team, and Tom has Whirlwind and Moonstone. All these figures are coming in the Avengers Assemble set that comes out in May, as well as these Avengers ID cards. There's 15 of them that are randomly distributed in packs in this set, and there's more to come in future sets. I'm in a little bit of trouble because I have Moonstone, who is on Running Shot and Pulse Wave there, and Tom's got me locked up with Whirlwind, both my characters, so I'm feeling a little vulnerable right now. However, I do have Justice here on my sideline as an ID character. The ID cards cost 5 points per card that you want to play on your force. They are unique. You can't play more than one of any ID card. And you can't have more ID characters or ID cards on your sideline than you have characters that you start on your force on the map. In this particular spot I'm in, I actually want to use my ID card for calling in Justice. This is the call-in help ability of the ID card. Allows me to bring in Justice for one turn. So I'm going to activate this card. Once I activate the card, my opponent automatically scores the 5 points for it. So congratulations, 5 points to you.
Thank you.
And this happens at the beginning of the turn. I can give an action to one of my characters and bring in one of my ID characters from the sideline. Now, the restriction is that that character has to be equal or less points than the character I give the action to, and I place them in an adjacent square. So I think strategically what I want to do, I want to play a little defensively right now. Justice starts off with telekinesis. So I'm going to bring Justice in, and I'll note that because I bring him in at the beginning of the turn, if Justice had any beginning of the turn powers, I'd be able to use them. If he had leadership or poison or anything like that, I'd be able to use it at this point. He doesn't, so I'm not, but I am going to use his telekinesis as my first action for the turn, and I'm going to telekinesis Falcon right over here to base Moonstone. Falcon's been beat down a little bit, and but he's on an 18 defense, so I feel pretty good about him being able to hold back Moonstone, hopefully. Now, there's another important feature of the Avengers ID cards. Each card has an inspiration effect. This inspiration effect comes into play when the character is on the map, and every adjacent friendly character, next to the ID character when they're on the map, gets the benefit of this inspiration effect. And for Justice, his inspiration effect is that you modify range value by +2. And that's very important for me right now because 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Moonstone's 7 squares away, and Black Widow does have Outwit. So now I'm able to outwit Moonstone, and I think I'm going to use that Outwit to outwit your Running Shot. And then at this point, I would take the remaining of my actions. I do have willpower on Falcon, so I will try to take a shot on Moonstone, and we'll see how the game goes. Hello again, HeroClix players. I'm back at WizKids HQ here, and I just want to review what we've learned about the Avengers ID cards and go over some of the finer points as well. For the setup information, which is the first information we'll see on the card, in order to play ID cards on your force, when you build your force, you'll be paying the point cost for the card. Each card in the Avengers Assemble set is 5 points that you'll be adding to your team build, and then adding an ID character to that card on your sideline. When you choose your ID character and place it on your sideline, you're going to choose a starting line to start that ID character on. And you are locked into that. This is a little different than other figures that start on your sideline that usually live on their KO clicks. In this case, you are choosing a specific starting line. You're locked into that for the game, and that's going to be important in terms of determining which characters can activate the call and help ability to bring that character in, because that is dependent on point cost. The call and help ability is really the major effect of the ID cards, and allows you to bring in the ID character for a turn. Once you activate it, you're going to place that character adjacent to the one that took the power action, and they are now a figure on your force for that turn. There's some limitations for the ID characters once they're on your force. First off, they cannot be carried. Characters are on your force for one turn, and then they return to your sideline when one of three triggers happens. First off, at the beginning of your turn, they immediately go to your sideline. And I say immediately because this actually happens before any beginning of turn effects. So if that character has leadership or sidestep or anything like that, that might be a free action that you can normally choose the order of. In this case, it is immediately goes back to your sideline. So first thing before anything else can happen. Characters, ID characters are also limited in, they have to be within 5 squares of the character given a power action to bring them in. If they are at any point outside of 5 squares from the character given the action, they are immediately returned to the sideline. And then lastly, the last trigger that would send them back, if any other game effect would cause them to be removed from the map, they would instead go to your sideline and be returned to the sideline. The last thing is the inspiration effects, which we talked about a little bit in the walkthrough earlier. When your ID character is on the board, they have an inspiration effect. Each one is different for each character, and you'll see that on their ID card. Thank you very much for watching this video, and we look forward to seeing you playing Avengers ID cards at your local game store. When you're playing HeroClix, look for them first in the Avengers Assembled set coming out in May, and then in future Marvel sets as well.